Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. You know, someone might ask the question, what is God? What is God? Well, 1 John gives us the answer. 3 different occasions in this book, he tells us what God is. He tells us that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all, there in chapter 1. He tells us that God is spirit. Remember, that's what John also said, and repeating what Jesus said in John chapter 4. Jesus telling the woman at the well, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So God is light. I'm telling you, in the beginning, the world was full of darkness, and God said, let there be light. His very voice emanates light. John chapter 1, Jesus, when he is presented as the Son of God to the world and he comes into the world, we don't read about the birth in a manger. It tells us that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. In him was light, and there was no darkness at all. And the darkness can't comprehend the light. It can't overcome the light, because light always overcomes darkness. In him is life, and he is the light of men. Oh, my friend, God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. We read in this little epistle, 1 John 2. And also, God is love. The very nature of God is light and love. And God is light, and God is love. And oh, how we rejoice that we know the love of God. Now, what does this mean? God is love. This does not mean that love is God. The fact that two people love each other does not necessarily mean that their love is holy. Why? Because human love is often tainted with a lot of selfishness. Now, I know that by experience because I am a human being, and I often tell my wife, I love you. And I do love her, okay? But often I find myself saying, I love you, simply because I want to hear her say back to me, I love you. And if I say, I love you, and she doesn't respond with, I love you too, oh, goodness sakes, I'm thinking, what's wrong? What have I done? Because I want to hear her say, I love you. So my expression of saying, I love you is really only to get a response so she would say, I love you. See, that's a selfish kind of a love. That's not a love of God. To say, I love you, and to emanate and share that love, and that love to flow out of us is a God love despite how we're being treated by those around us. It has accurately been said that love does not define God, but God defines love. God is love. God is light. Therefore, God's love is a holy love, and his holiness is expressed in his love. Therefore, we know God because of his love for us, and we experience that love. All that God does expresses all that God is. Even his judgments are measured out in love and mercy. Read the book of Lamentations, especially the middle chapter, chapter 3, verses 22 through 23. You see, much that's called love in the modern society bears no resemblance or relationships to the holy, the spiritual love of God. Yet we see banners saying God is love displayed at festivals, particularly where young people are maybe doing their own thing, as if one could dignify immorality by calling it love. No, it's lust. It's the desires of the flesh. Gary Chapman said it's the tingles when kids fall in love as teenagers. They fall in love. Can you imagine? They fall in love. Yes, it's the tingles. It's not that genuine love of God, because as soon as something goes wrong or one says the wrong thing, they don't feel that love for each other anymore. That's really sad. But the love that's of God can keep two people loving each other for a lifetime. Oh, my friend, the Christian love is a special kind of love, and it's a very wonderful kind of love. Matter of fact, 1 John 4:10 could be translated this way. In this way is seen the true love. Yes, there's a false love, but there is a true love, and that love is God himself in our lives. I trust you're trusting His love in your life today, and your life is different for the glory of God. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.